Hey guys, today we're going to do 4-7, the quadratic formula. Our objectives are I will be able to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula, and I will be able to determine the number of solutions by using the discriminant. Our essential understanding. You can solve a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 in more than one way. In general, you can find a formula that gives values of x in terms of a, b, and c. That formula is going to be called the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula, the quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is in standard form. So when we are in standard form, we can use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x is equal to the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Please make sure you have this down. And the key factors here is our quadratic equation is in standard form. It needs to be in standard form so that we could easily locate the values for a, b, and c, which we could see are in the quadratic formula. So let's solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. Step 1, write in standard form. I'm going to subtract 4. And I write with my powers going from highest to lowest. So 2x squared minus x minus 4 equals 0. Therefore, I have a equals 2. B equals -1, C equals -4. And now I'm going to write out the quadratic formula. X is equal to the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. In the beginning, you need to write out the equation every single time. Once you get used to it, then you will be able to fill in to the equation without writing it down. But until we know this equation, make sure you keep writing it down. So x is equal to the opposite of b, which is the opposite of -1, which is -1 or 1, plus or minus the square root of -1 squared minus 4 times 2, which is a, times c, which is -4, all over 2 times 2. Now we evaluate. We need to remember PEMDAS. So we're going to work inside first. This -1 squared is 1. -4 times -2 is -8 times -4 is +32. All over 4. We're going to simplify inside our square root. X is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 33 over 4. Since we cannot simplify the square root of 33, this is our answer. X is equal to 1 plus the square root of 33 over 4, and x is equal to -1 minus the square root of 33 over 4. What are the solutions? Use the quadratic formula. Add 4. To put this in standard form, x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. A equals 1, B equals 4, C equals 4. Now I plug in. X is equal to the opposite of b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So x is equal to -b, which is -4, plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4 all over 2 times 1. Simplify. x is equal to negative 4 plus or minus the square root. 4 squared is 16 minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 16 is negative 16 all over 2. X is equal to negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 16 is the square root of 0, which is plus or minus 0 over 2. Negative 4 plus 0 and negative 4 minus 0 is the same thing, so let's simplify this. Where x is equal to negative 4 over 2, which means x is equal to negative 2. The discriminant of a quadratic equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is the value of the expression b squared minus 4ac. So that's what's inside of our radical. And what's inside of our radical is going to give us key information about our quadratics. So our discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. If our discriminant is positive or greater than 0, we have two real solutions, which means we cross our x-axis at two places. If it's equal to 0, we have one solution. If it is negative or less than 0, we have no solutions, which means we never touch the x-axis. For one solution, this means that our vertex is on our x-axis. So what is the number of real solutions of negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 equals 0? If we want to find the number of solutions, we use the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. Are we in standard form? Yes. So a is equal to negative 2, b is equal to negative 3, c is equal to 5. Plug in. Negative 3 squared minus 4 times negative 2 times 5. So we have 9. Negative 4 times negative 2 is 8 times 5, which is plus 40. And 9 plus 40 is 49. Since this is positive, this means we have two real solutions. What is the number of each real solution of the equation? Sorry about that. So we're going to do A, you're going to do this B for your you try it. But A, we are in standard form, so A equals 2, B equals negative 3, C equals 7. Plug into your discriminant, which is B squared minus 4ac. B squared is 9, because negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, minus 4 times 2 times 7. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 7 is negative 56. 9 minus 56 is negative 47. And since this is negative, we have no real solutions. Complete this one on your own.